In this lesson, we're going to take a close look at the parts of an Arturo Fuente Curly Head cigar. The curly head used to have a small curl on the head of the cap, thus its name, but you don't see that much anymore. Also, the foot is not pre-cut. There is an extra wrapper at the foot, but it's still easy to light. The body is the majority of the cigar. This is the portion of the cigar that is between the head and foot. The body of each cigar is made of three main layers. These layers are filler, binder, and wrapper. The foot of the cigar is the end of the cigar that you light. Here's a typical Arturo Fuente Curly Head cigar that comes in a cellophane tube. It does not have a cigar band. It is designed to be low cost but full of flavor. The cap of the cigar is the piece of tobacco applied to the head of the cigar to prevent the wrapper from unraveling. The cap is the part of the cigar that you will cut when starting the ritual of a cigar. The cap stays in place because it is sealed by hand with a vegetable gum. Here's a picture of the cellophane tube off, ready to cut the cap with a double-sided cigar cutter, the easiest way to make a clean cut. This illustration shows the cap that has been sliced off. The cap is the tiny part to the lower right quadrant of the picture. If you don't have a cutter on hand, you could easily bite the cap off. That's not elegant, but it's effective. The wrapper is the most important and most expensive part of the cigar. Typically grown under gauze tint, which is called shade grown, it will prevent the leaf from growing too thick. The wrapper must be smooth and have very few veins. The majority of a cigar's flavor is derived from the wrapper. The wrapper is applied to the binder in a barber pole fashion. That keeps enough tension to hold everything in place until the cap is applied. Here, the wrapper has been peeled back for illustration. Here we see from bottom to top the cap, the wrapper, and the body, which contains the binder and the filler. Let's cut a little deeper. Binders usually come from the bottom part of the plant. This is where the leaves are thicker and have more strength. These leaves usually have little or no flavor. The binder is a piece of tobacco that does what it's titled. This binds the filler tobacco. This is the piece of tobacco that is between the filler and the wrapper. Once the binder is applied, the cigar is placed in a form to give it shape. Sometimes it's pressed very tightly. The shape of the cigar is dependent upon the size of the form. So here the binder has been slit to expose the loose filler that we find in a curly head cigar. Filler is the tobacco leaves in the center of the cigar. This is what makes up the blend of the cigar. The filler can be from any part of the tobacco plant. The top of the plant usually produces the strongest flavor, while the bottom produces the tobacco with the best burning properties. Most cigars have blended filters or fillers, and that would be varying parts of the plant and varying sources from different countries. This achieves the desired taste and optimum burning quality. Note that all of the parts of the cigar of a curly head are from the Dominican Republic. A close look at the filler shows that in the Curly Head, all of the filler is short. This is the actual cutoffs from Fuente's other premium cigar production runs. So the tobacco has a great flavor, but you will not get a long ash as you would from a long filler. It's a good compromise. Low cost, great flavor. So now we've seen the parts of an Arturo Fuente Curly Head cigar. Have a great smoke.